Hello everyone, and welcome back to the chess game series of Paul Morphy and Loewenthal. In the series of matches, the first player who gets the 9th win will be victorious in the series of matches, if you don't know. So Paul Morphy is leading with 9, and Loewenthal is only 4 points, but actually Paul Morphy is 8 points right now, according to the point system in that era. So they drove 2 times, and I counted that 2 drove as 1 point, but at that time they were not counting the draws as half points. Anyway, so according to the score system at that time, Paul Morphy is actually 8 points, and Morphy needs 1 more victory, and then Paul Morphy is going to be victorious, and Loewenthal needs 5 more wins to be victorious, which is not very realistic against Paul Morphy. So this game was played in 2 days later after the previous game. This game was played on August 21 in London in 1858. So this time Paul Morphy has the white pieces, and Morphy starts the game with playing e4, e5 by Loewenthal, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to b5, and Paul Morphy is playing the Spanish opening, a6, bishop to a4, knight to f6, d4, e takes on d4, e5, attacking the knight, knight to e4, and Morphy castled, knight to c5, bishop takes knight, d takes on c6, knight takes on d4, knight to e6, knight takes knight, bishop takes on e6, also developing the bishop, queen to e2 by Paul Morphy, bishop to c5, knight to c3, queen to e7, knight to e4, h6, bishop to e3, bishop takes bishop, queen takes bishop, bishop to f5, knight to g3, and Loewenthal captures the pawn, bishop takes on c2, f4 by Paul Morphy, g6, e6, sacrificing the pawn. What is this move? Can you see the intention of Paul Morphy? Paul Morphy played a very beautiful move. We have bishop to f5 by Loewenthal. If a careless move like queen takes on e6, then queen to d2. So maybe bishop to a4, then rook from f to e1, winning the queen and the game. If f takes on e6, queen to c3, it's over for black, attacking the rook and the bishop at the same time. So rook to g8, queen takes on c2. It's over for black. This is why Paul Morphy played e6, and that's why Loewenthal played bishop to f5. Knight takes on f5, g takes on f5. E takes on f7, that's check, king takes on f7, and queen to h3, queen to f6. Rook from a to e1, rook from h to e8, rook to e5, king to g6. Rook from f to e1, exchanging the rooks, rook to d8, queen to g3, king to h7, h3, rook to d7, queen to e3, b6, king to h2, c5, queen to e2, queen to g6, rook to e6, queen to g7, queen to h5, rook to d5. And Paul Morphy played b3, b5, rook takes on a6, rook to d6, and after this move, Paul Morphy captures on f5, that's check, queen to g6, exchanging the queens, rook to a5, defending the pawn, g4, c6, king to g3, h5, rook to a7, pawn takes pawn, h takes on g4, king to f6, f5, king to e5, rook to e7 by Paul Morphy, king to d6, and f6, this passed pawn is going to cause lots of troubles for black. We have rook to b8 by Loewenthal, g5, marching the pawns. How to defend? Rook to f8, king to f4, c4, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, king to f5, c3, rook to e3. And ladies and gentlemen, this was the final game between Loewenthal and Morphy from 1858. In the series of matches, Paul Morphy defeated Loewenthal. An important step for Paul Morphy in his brief chess career. So after this move, Loewenthal resigned, of course, and Paul Morphy proved himself as the best player in the England, and he needs to defeat 2 more players in order to crown himself as the world chess champion. So Loewenthal was the first obstacle, and Paul Morphy eliminated Loewenthal, like in the candidates matches in our time. And after rook to e3, the possible continuation, let's say c2, rook to c3, promoting a queen, and rook takes on c1. It's over for black. You can't defend these 2 pawns. So let me show you the other moves very quickly. I don't want to waste your time, so let me show you the moves. And promoting a queen. Let's play a few more moves. And promoting another queen. This is like the harem of the Sultan. Too much queens in the board. It's over for black, as you can see. And according to the computer chess engine, there is forced checkmate from 6 to 3 moves. So after Paul Morphy played rook to e3, Loewenthal resigned. And this is the last position of the game, and black can't defend the pawn. It's over. And before leaving, before signing out, let me tell you something very beautiful about this game. After the game over, Paul Morphy accepted the £100 stakes. And later Paul Morphy bought a set of furniture valued at £120 after winning the prize. And after getting that furniture, Paul Morphy gave that furniture to Loewenthal and his family for their new apartment. What a nice move by Paul Morphy. What's your own opinion about this beautiful gesture by Paul Morphy? It appears that Paul Morphy is not a materialistic person at all. What a nice gentleman. So Paul Morphy took the stakes, but add 20 more pounds in his own pocket and then gave that money to Loewenthal. What a nice person. What a gentleman. Actually, I'm horrible in economics, but I'm sure that at that time £120 was so much more than our time. It was a bigger money at that time. Anyway, it's still nothing too important. It was a beautiful gesture by Paul Morphy. So Paul Morphy is the winner, and this was the last game between Morphy and Loewenthal from 1858, London. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video, and I hope to see you next time with the Paul Morphy series of matches against Daniel Harvis this time. Take care and bye bye for now.